Okay, so again, we are DRD Natural Health, and we thank you for spending this evening with us. We just want to remind you that we do have a Facebook page, DRD Natural Health, and we also have a YouTube channel with the same name, DRD Natural Health. And so if you've missed any of our previous presentations, you can check us out there. Just to let you know that this evening session will be recorded. And if you need to reach out to us, you can email us at drdnaturalhealth@gmail.com.
I think I'll put that in the chat.
Okay. And while my mom is putting that in the chat, I'll just read our disclaimer. So, just to let you know that the information that we're sharing this evening is for educational purposes only. It's not intended to diagnose or treat or cure or replace any recommendations from your healthcare professional. So, again, we just want to share our knowledge with you, and we want to hear from you. If you have any questions, you can put those in the chat as well, and we will answer them as we go through the presentation this evening.
And I must say that someone asked a question in, I think it was on Facebook, and the person is in, I think it's in Jamaica, and she was asking if the information is relevant to persons in Jamaica as well. And so we have realized that the world is now a very small place, you know. We are all over Zoom, or we're on Facebook, or email.
Yeah.
So yes, the information is for persons outside of Canada or outside of North America, and it is for persons anywhere that persons can join. You know, then you can reach us, and or the number that I just put in the chat is the WhatsApp number. So that's the number that you can get us at on WhatsApp. Okay.
Okay. So, what are we talking about today?
We're talking about a very important topic. I think, as we have said already, we call them doctors. And every now and again, we'll mention one of these doctors in our discussion. And today, we're looking at pure, fresh air.
Yes.
And someone might say, you know, it's not so, it's not so important. But I'm sure if you take that stand, then after this evening, you might just
you might have a
change.
different
Yes,
opinion.
Yes, a very different opinion, because it is very, very, as a matter of fact, we all know that we can live so long without food, or even a couple of days without water.
Yeah.
But only a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Without fresh air. So that's how important fresh air is.
Yes.
To our bodies.
And it's really important now, especially because of what's going on in our world today. A lot of people are locked up at home, not even wanting to go outside, and just constantly inhaling the same stale air over and over is really not good for us.
No.
So, like my mom said, we're going to go through some reasons why pure fresh air is so important. But of course, we're going to start with the bad things. Like, what are those things that we're doing wrong. And then later on, we'll talk about how we can make improvements.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to start, we'll talk about improper breathing. Okay. So when we're not breathing properly, it can cause us to have a weak and unhealthy system. And we know that the entire body works together. So if one part isn't working properly, then the whole body feels
Mhm.
it, right? And so you might think, okay, yeah, it's just air. But think about it. When you inhale, it goes through your nostrils, through your pharynx, your larynx, down to your lungs. And the air that you breathe in goes all over the body.
Yeah.
So just inhaling affects the entire
Entire body.
body. Yeah.
And proper the proper way to inhale as well
Mm-hmm.
will help you to benefit from each inhalation
Yeah.
more, right? So we want to ensure those are some of the things we want to ensure that persons are aware of,
Mm-hmm.
how to
Yeah.
and the whys. When we
Mm-hmm.
know why, then we are more inclined to
Yeah.
doing it,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Another thing, when we're not breathing properly, it causes poor circulation and the blood just moves sluggishly. Um, Pure air, it's like a revitalizer, right? It just gets things going.
Mhm.
And when you're not breathing in pure air, like I said, if you're breathing in stale air, there's no there's no need for the blood to move quicker. It's like, okay, yeah, same old fresh air.
You mean same old
Stale
stale
air.
air?
Sorry, same old stale air. I don't need to do anything. But it really affects our circulation, and it also affects our digestion.
Yes.
Especially because when we take in pure air properly, right, it activates our parasympathetic nervous system, which is about rest and digest. So if we're
Mhm.
not breathing properly, then it's gonna affect our rest and
And
our
yes.
digestion. Yeah. Do you want to share some other things?
Well, there is increased inflammation in the body as well.
Mm-hmm.
And this can lead to acute disease, right?
Yeah.
So the inflammation is just saying something is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But it can, if it's left for a long time,
Yeah.
then it can lead to more acute conditions in the
Mm-hmm.
body. And waste, we know that the life of all of us, the
Mm-hmm.
life of everyone, it's our blood.
Yeah.
So we want to ensure that our blood is moving.
Mm-hmm.
And the waste is also carried by the blood as well.
Yes.
So you have the blood carrying the nutrients, but it's
Mm-hmm.
also carrying the waste as well.
Mm-hmm.
So if poor circulation is happening, then that means we have stale air
Yeah.
inside of us. It's not going out as
Mm-hmm.
fast as it should.
Yeah.
So we have stale air sitting inside of us as well, which we
Mm-hmm.
don't want.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Another thing is when we're not breathing properly, it can actually affect our mood, right? So again, I said, stale air, it has no life to it, right? And if you're breathing in that same stale air, it will affect your mind. And, sometimes people will feel, depressed, or they'll feel like they have no energy to do anything throughout the day. It could be that they're not getting enough pure fresh air. Yeah.
Yes. And that is so important. I can imagine someone who's been, locked up in a
Mm-hmm.
room or in their home,
Yeah.
with stale air for a
Mm-hmm.
long time, and how it's affecting them without them knowing
Yes.
that they are being affected by this stale air.
Mm-hmm.
And it will also increase allergies,
Mm-hmm.
again, because there are some persons who are struggling, or they have asthma attacks, and that could also be triggered by stale air.
Mm-hmm.
And even some fevers, that persons could get. So it's very important that we have pure fresh air.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So impure air, like we mentioned, can lead to allergies, infections, asthma. You know, when you're sick, your body needs air to help with healing.
Mhm.
And of course, if you're just inside, again, it's going to just be a repetition tonight. when you're just inside with that stale air, the healing is so much slower.
Yeah, it's delayed.
Right? As
Yeah.
opposed to that pure air. And how do we compare it? When you're inside, it's stale, it's stagnant, it's not moving,
Mhm.
but pure air, what does it do? It
Moves.
moves,
Yes.
right? And
Moves.
so that's what we need in our lungs, that moving air.
You know, I remember when I was growing up, I know that when someone had a baby,
Yeah.
they would be locked inside for I think 9 days, and they
Oh.
would close every hole, every window is closed, every door is closed. That must have been torture because those persons had to stay in because they didn't want them to get sick or want the
I
baby to get sick.
see.
But now we know better that that's not a good thing
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are other things that can actually reduce the clean air that's in our environment. Do you want to touch on some of those things?
Yeah. There are things that we use, or things that are just around us. We call them pollutants.
Yeah.
Right. And sometimes if you look, like if you just like in the city area and you just look in the sky above you, then you can see this thick, it's not cloud, it's just a thick mass just sitting there right over the city.
Wow.
And that in itself could be from like automobiles or the different manufacturing companies.
Yeah.
Or businesses that are operating in the city area. So we have industries that will, from which we'll get pollutants. There are automobiles. There is tobacco smoke that we have in the city all the time.
Yeah.
And for me, that one is really, really, I am always on the lookout if I'm in the city and I'm walking and I'm walking towards someone that is smoking.
Yeah.
I usually just stop my breath until I pass them, because in the past, I've had occasions where I'm downtown and I'm walking, and just as I'm passing someone without realizing, they exhale the cigarette smoke, and instantly I got a migraine.
Wow.
Just instantly, even though I am in the open, but I'm also in the open where the air is still not clean, So we have like burning vegetation, and also sometimes the dust, just the dust that's in the city, that too can also trigger, be termed as a pollutant as well. Yeah.
And the other thing about smoking, remember, secondhand smoke can also cause lung cancer. So we really want to be careful of our environment and, what we're inhaling as well.
Yeah. So maybe we could ask persons to give us an idea of some of the things they would experience if they are in an environment where there is impure air. So you could probably just type in the chat, what are some of the things that you may have experienced in an environment where there is impure air?
Yeah.
Okay, sneezing. That's good. So sneezing is one. Any other? So we know that there is sneezing, and it just goes up into our nostrils.
Yeah.
Coughing, wheezing.
Yeah.
Very good.
Please explain how we should breathe properly.
Okay.
Wait till the end and we'll
eye
explain it to you.
irritation.
Yes.
That's another very good one. So you're on the right track.
Yeah.
All of those that are mentioned. Yes. Okay. Someone's on the phone and I thought she was going to say something. But yes, those are some of the things that persons will experience when they are in an environment not to mention,
Sandra says
nausea.
nausea. Mm-hmm.
That's so true,
Mm-hmm.
so true. And some persons will, like in my case, I got a migraine. Some
Yeah,
persons would get maybe just
a
headache.
headache. Yeah.
But did you ever consider joint pain? Did you ever consider that you could have joint pain from impure air,
Mm-hmm.
or even other pulmonary issues
Yeah.
that persons could have? So those are all some of the things we mentioned already. Asthma, there is also bronchitis.
Mm-hmm.
People suffer from those things, and the persons who suffer from those things, they understand more
Yeah.
what it is like to have impure air around them. Okay, fibromyalgia, I will ask that person to explain. The dizziness,
Yeah.
very true, very true. So you see some of these symptoms that are mentioned here. If you experience some of them, then and you open the window or you go outside and it goes away, then you know of a fact that it's
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah.
of impure air.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
There are some other environmental triggers.
Right.
So we mentioned smoke,
Hmm.
but there could also be
Yeah.
mold.
Okay. That's right. Mold in the home.
Mm-hmm.
In certain sections of the home, maybe
Yeah.
mold in the basement, mold um, on any section of the house that is not getting sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
They could have mold. There could be mold on the furniture. So that's a very, very good one. Strong glues.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's another environmental trigger. What are some other triggers that we could have that you could find inside your home?
Mm-hmm. Let us know. So
Let's see what
Sandra
you're
already
saying.
put
Yeah,
strong
strong
glues.
glues. That is
Yeah.
very, very good. Even some paints,
Yeah.
could be. So can you think of any other?
Cleaning
Oh, good
fluids.
job.
Yes.
Cleaning fluids.
Yes.
Who would have thought about
Cleaning
that?
supplies.
Yes,
That's
cleaning
true.
supplies. Cleaning
That's very
supplies.
true.
Some persons might not think about their perfume, but there are some persons who wear very strong
Mm-hmm.
both colognes or perfumes,
Yeah.
and those are triggers, maybe not even for them, but for
Other
someone else,
people. Yeah.
and they will also help to cause the air to be impure.
Mm-hmm.
Soap, yes. I'll tell you something. I remember, so as I mentioned, I have had um, migraines.
Yeah.
And I remember once, my husband has migraines as well.
Mm-hmm.
He was having migraines before me. We didn't figure out what it was at the time, but I remember once he was having a migraine and I was having a migraine. We were having migraines at the same time, and we thought something is wrong because
Yeah.
we have never had migraines
At the
together.
same time.
And our migraines are triggered by something we smell.
Mm-hmm.
Very rare it's something we eat, but in
Yeah.
my case, it's smell or stress.
Mm.
And so it was just a matter of elimination. What
Yeah.
is it that both of us were smelling together?
Mm-hmm.
And it was a liquid bath soap
Oh
that we
wow.
had. It was just so strong. And
Mm-hmm.
once we got rid of it,
Yeah.
then that was the end of the migraine. So yes, our soaps, we have to be careful of those.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we have carpets
Yeah.
inside the house, and that can be a trigger as well.
Mm-hmm.
Or bleach.
Yeah.
I can tell you a story about bleach.
Tell me a story
Oh
about
my.
bleach.
When I was back home, there was this lady who would clean the office in the evenings after we leave. And she used bleach to wipe everything down, and she started vomiting
Oh,
because by this time the office, all the doors
Were
were closed
closed.
and everything,
Wow.
and she was so sick to the stomach, vomiting because of the
The
bleach.
wow.
So we want to be careful, be very careful about bleach. And if you are using, if you have a septic as opposed to being connected to the city sewage, then you need to also be careful about bleach, using bleach, having it going down into your septic as well. Furniture finishes, yes,
Yeah.
very good, very good. But we also want you to realize that a room that is poorly ventilated, that circulation is not flowing through the room, that can also cause problems. So
Yeah.
open your doors.
Wait, don't
open
give
your,
away the answers yet. We'll
okay.
talk. We'll
All
talk
right.
more about what to do later.
Okay.
But you know, based on what we're saying, a lot of strong scents.
Yes.
And I remember even years ago, I had to stop wearing perfumes because my mom would get migraines. And at first, I was like, oh, I can't wear perfumes. But, you know, I got over it pretty quickly.
They're mild ones for
Yeah.
those who, you know, feel that they must wear it. But when it comes to the strong ones, even going out to places in any environment where there are persons with very strong perfumes.
Yeah.
You know, if I go and I sit and or someone comes and they sit beside me, then I definitely have to move because or else if I don't move, I will get sick. Bernadette, are you saying something?
Oh, so sorry.
Okay.
I missed. Sorry.
Right.
No, I was asking my aunt if she wants some tea. Sorry.
Oh,
But
okay,
I'm listening. No migraine headache, so keep the windows open, even in cold weather.
That's good. That's good.
Okay.
Okay. So what else is there?
Persons might not think that they could be living in an environment that is sick, you know, that will cause them to be sick, sorry.
Yeah.
And many times we have things that we use that it really makes the air impure, you know, some other things like I'm touching her. She loves scented candles.
Well, only one scent.
Yes. Loves just
vanilla
one
cinnamon.
Scent, just one scent. But you know,
but yeah.
It is something that will cause the air. It changes the air. Especially, I mean, most times when persons want to burn a candle, it is not when, you know, the windows are open because they want the room
to smell like that scent.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that is not good.
Yeah.
So we want to stay away from that. Another thing that a lot of people use without even knowing the effect it can have on them is air fresheners. So we spray them all over the place, or you know, there are some that they plug in.
Yeah, and they just spurt out.
Yes. Those are also things that we do not want to have in our homes. And if you choose to have them in your home, summer, winter, any season, you have to have your doors and your windows open.
Yeah.
Okay. So there is also, you know, we might say, okay, we're outside. How is it if I use the pesticide? But while you're using it, you're also inhaling it, you know?
Yeah.
And there was this lady who spoke of this gentleman who, after some time, he was the person who did his garden, his landscaping, and this is in the US. And after some years, the gentleman passed, and he passed away suddenly. And when she asked why, she was told that he had cancer. And her
Mm.
thought or her feeling, because she didn't know exactly what the diagnosis was or what caused the cancer,
Yeah.
but she's of the strong opinion that it was
The
because of those
pesticides.
pesticide and all the things he's been using over the years for the
Mm-hmm.
weeds and all of that to
Yeah.
keep the lawns well kept.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to ensure that we stay away from those cleaning chemicals. So someone had mentioned bleach was mentioned before. What are some other cleaning chemicals that we use on a regular basis that could be potentially dangerous for us? You,
While they're thinking about those questions, there's a
oh,
question here.
mhm.
Is new car smell due to degassing detrimental? People often think of their new car smell as being nice without the potential hazard. I actually don't like the new car smell. It's too strong. And I think, anything that's too strong, I mean, you bought the car has the smell. Drive with the windows open if you can.
Mhm.
But I don't think,
But I think maybe this person could also be asking about the, that little air freshener thing that they put in the
oh, I
car.
see.
There is one with the new car smell.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay,
So if
okay.
you're in that car and the
Mm-hmm.
windows are closed and the air condition is
Yeah,
on,
yeah,
then you are getting the air that's circulating. If there's no fresh air coming
yeah.
in, is that air which is not good
Mm-hmm.
for you.
Yeah.
Disinfectant, yes. Mosquito destroyer, yes. Those are things that
Yeah.
they do change the the
The air,
air
yeah.
that you are in, and that's the air that you're breathing, right? What about diffusers and essential oils? Um, that one, I, to be honest, I don't know much about essential oils. I do know that some of them are soothing. They will
Mm-hmm. They're
allow you to sleep.
medicinal.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I can let you know that if I enter a room where there is a diffuser with essential oils going off, it affects me.
Yeah.
So, it's different for people, but if it's affecting me, then I'm not staying in the area.
Mm-hmm.
So recently I visited with a friend and she had one on. And, after she saw me covering, I was covering my nostrils. And she said, "Is this bothering you?" And I said, "Yes, if you don't mind,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And she did turn it off. But yes, I am not one for that.
Mm-hmm.
If you're taking it for medicinal purposes, then okay, but I can't take it.
Yeah.
And again, if it changes the air and that's all you're breathing in, then it's
Mm-hmm.
not good. So you need to ensure that you have fresh air as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
There's a lot of
Off gassing from
from
vinyl
vinyl
in
in the
cars.
cars. Yes, that is true. So when you are driving in your cars, even in the winter months, you don't have to have the windows all the way up. You can leave the windows open as well.
Not
Even
wide. She's not saying wide open.
Oh no, not wide open, but that air is coming in
like a little
be,
crack.
or I don't know much about cars. I know there is something that sucks air into the car as well, fresh air. So ensure that something is on that is bringing in fresh air into the car, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All righty. Carpets. We haven't touched on carpets yet.
Yeah, I did
we did?
mention
Okay.
it, but a lot of people will say, "Oh, but I clean my carpet,"
Mm-hmm.
and yes, you clean your carpet, but if you should rip that carpet out, then you'll realize a lot of things are in your carpet. So you want to ensure that it's best if you don't have carpet, right? It's better if you have, and I'm talking about the carpet that's all that's in the entire
That's, yeah,
on the
in the,
entire floor,
mhm,
right? But if you have smaller carpets now, the little area rugs,
mhm,
those you can easily take them up, you can take them outside, you
mhm.
can
Let
dust
them get
them,
some
you can sun
sunshine.
them. So
Yeah,
those are better than the to wall carpet.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And in doing the research, we found something that is called sick building syndrome. And while we are not, 100% sure what it is, but we do know what it causes.
Yeah.
So again, if you're outside and you feel okay and you go inside and you feel sick,
Mm-hmm.
then maybe your apartment has this syndrome. It causes your eyes, your nose, and throat to be irritated. So it
Yeah.
causes irritation and headaches. It even gives you a rash and it affects your sinuses as well.
Mhm.
Okay, so be careful of those.
Yeah, and if you feel that
Mhm.
way, get it checked out.
Yes.
We don't want you to suffer. Get it checked out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what do we see here? Use onion slices on a saucer to absorb smells.
Mm-hmm.
Also, a custard dish of vinegar also absorbs bad
Bad
germs
germs
and
and
smells.
smells.
Put in high places on top of fridge
Fridge,
and bookshelves.
bookshelves.
Thank you so much
Okay,
for
thanks,
sharing,
Sandra.
Sandra.
I didn't know about the vinegar, but the onions, yeah, we did know about the onions
Mm-hmm.
that it will absorb um, any bad odor, and it
Yeah.
will even absorb mold. Like if you put the onion in your, say, in your bedroom,
Mm-hmm.
and after a day or two it has mold spurs on it, then
Mm-hmm.
it's possible that mold is somewhere in the
room.
room. It's possible. I'm not saying that it is definite. If it stays there for a long time, then mold will
Yeah.
get on the
Yeah.
onion, but
Yeah.
okay.
So,
All right. So the place you want, or I wanted to go long ago.
so what are some benefits of getting pure, fresh air?
Mhm.
So let's start with the fact that in order to get pure, fresh air, we need to breathe well. And we're going to go into that a little bit later.
Mhm.
But we want to talk about the benefits
Yes.
of breathing in pure, fresh air. So, one of the things is it soothes the nerves. So, like I mentioned earlier, when you inhale pure, fresh air, it activates your parasympathetic nervous system, which is rest and digest. So, that means it puts you in a relaxed frame of mind.
Mhm.
It relaxes you, it calms your nerves, and you're not as tense or as anxious as you were before. And so it also can help to control anxiety attacks, and it just helps to, just keep you calm. Yeah.
Which means it also helps with depression,
Mm-hmm.
and as you mentioned,
Anxiety. Yeah.
anxiety attack. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It also reduces stress,
Oh,
right?
aren't we
Oh,
all stressed?
it reduces stress by just breathing properly,
Mm-hmm.
doing deep inhalation.
Yeah.
It helps to reduce stress, and it soothes the
Mm-hmm.
nerves,
Mm-hmm.
so that is
Yeah,
very good.
I can share this morning actually when I woke up, I just had a lot on my mind. And, after having, my personal devotion, and I came downstairs and I was gonna exercise. And it's been cold the last couple of days, so it's been a bit hard to go outside. And I was about to exercise inside, but I just felt the urge to go outside and just get that pure, invigorating cold, just that pure air. I
Cold
wasn't
air.
considered about the concerned about the cold. It was just the invigoration that I wanted, and going outside and just taking that first deep inhale. It was just so relaxing. It felt so good. And so even if it's really cold and you don't want to go outside, even though we're encouraging you to go outside, but sometimes we know, it
Yeah,
might be
you
too
just don't
cold.
want to.
You can just stick your nose out. Just stick your nose out and take a couple deep breaths and then
Yes.
go back inside, because that air, it's so calming and soothing to the body.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is. It is.
Mhm.
And one of the very good thing is that it improves our blood
Mhm.
circulation. So
Yes.
earlier we were looking at some of the things that would cause the blood to stagnate, the
Mhm.
impure air. But
Yeah.
now when you're taking in this clean, fresh air,
Yeah.
then the blood, it helps the blood to move. And
Mhm.
we want our blood
Yeah.
to keep moving at
Mhm.
all times.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it improves circulation all over the body, and
Mhm.
especially to the brain, right? So, like I said, this morning I woke up, I was feeling, tense, and I had a lot on my mind. And then just breathing in that pure, fresh air really, it's like my brain was like, ah.
Thank you.
Yes.
So if you're a student or you're
Oh,
a
yeah.
brain worker, like accountants, persons
Mhm.
like those, you need to ensure that you're getting lots of fresh
Yeah.
air.
Yeah.
And if you're sitting and you're reading something and you're reading it once or
Over and
twice and
over.
you just can't get it, just get up
Mhm.
and go out for some
Yeah.
fresh air.
Yeah.
All right.
I know for me, like whenever I get breaks in between class,
Mhm.
I always try to go outside and just get some fresh air, because it really helps.
Yes.
It really helps.
Yes. It also improves our mental attitude and gives us
Mhm.
a happier mood.
Yes.
It makes you, of course, because it relaxes you,
Mhm.
right? So
Mhm.
then you're gonna be happier. And
Yeah.
and as I'd mentioned before, it helps with depression as well.
Mhm.
Again, because your mood has changed,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm. We talked about how it helps digestion, but it can also stimulate your appetite.
Mm-hmm.
Just by the same process, digestion. It's stimulating digestion, and it'll stimulate your appetite as well. And it can also help to improve your sleep.
Yes.
So I am hoping that I will sleep good tonight, or better. I shouldn't say good, better tonight,
Mhm.
because of all that pure, fresh air that I got this morning.
Okay.
All right.
So I remember the first time I heard about negative ions and
Mhm.
positive ions. I'm like,
Yeah.
wow. Okay, so positive ions are good and
Mhm.
negative ions are bad. But no, it's the reverse. And this is probably the only time negative is good.
Mhm.
Well, at least that I know of.
No, because like in medicine, like when something is negative, it could mean that
Oh.
you don't have
Oh yeah, okay.
you don't have a
Yes,
disease. So
yes.
yeah.
But negative ions, that's what we want to ensure
Mhm.
that we're getting
Yes.
when we breathe. And we will get this negative ions from the like after a shower of
Mhm.
rain,
Yeah.
if you're walking by the seashore,
Mhm.
after there's been a thunderstorm,
Yeah.
um and also if you're walking in the forest,
Yeah.
because the trees, they are
Mhm.
giving off, of course, what we need. And okay, so there are some things in the chat.
So there are a lot of petrochemicals in new carpets, as in the degassing of a new car due to all the plastics that are in the car interior, especially when parked in the sun all day.
Mhm.
Are these carcinogenic or hazardous? I
Um,
don't know if they're carcinogenic, but I mean, I think it would be good to at least air out the car before.
before, yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes when the car is parked and then and you open it, it is so hot. So it's
Mhm.
best that you allow the car to cool.
Yeah.
Even if you're like you're gonna turn the air condition on,
Mhm.
it's best to turn the car on, turn the air condition on, let it blow for a
Yeah.
little bit
Yeah.
before you actually go in there to inhale that
Yeah.
that air. And
There's another comment. The vinegar is from an farm wife.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
So
okay.
she's telling us where the vinegar comes from. and it helps to have less cold in the winter.
Mm-hmm. There's
There's
a lot of talk about radon. Does anyone know about it? I think the only thing I know about radon is that it's released naturally from like uranium in the earth, and it's usually high in like in the basement of the homes because that's
Mhm.
the part closest to the earth.
And
That's
strange too, even if your house is concrete, like you have the
mhm,
concrete at the bottom, it
yeah.
can still go up
Hmm.
through the concrete
Yeah.
as well.
So if that is a concern, you'd probably have to get someone to come in and check the radon levels.
Yeah.
But that's all I know about radon.
Okay.
Okay, so let's get into some things that we can do, and we already alluded to some of it, right?
Mhm.
So in the bedroom, we want to have our windows open,
Mhm.
especially in the warmer months. We want those windows to be open, but even in the colder
Older
months,
months.
we do want to have some air
Circulating.
circulating through the room.
Yeah.
So we're not saying open it really wide because then it'll be too cold and you'll get sick, but you
Mhm.
can have a crack in the
In the
window
window.
so that some air can come in and circulate.
And that is very important because when at night, when we're
Mhm.
sleeping, that's
Yeah.
when our body is repairing.
Mm-hmm.
And in order for cellular repair to take place,
Yeah.
our body needs oxygen.
Mm-hmm.
So if it is very, very cold,
Yeah.
or for some persons, maybe they're concerned about crime, or they're in an area,
Yeah.
where they don't want to open the bedroom window.
Mhm.
They could open maybe the bathroom window, which
Yeah.
is smaller
Mhm.
and usually higher,
Yeah.
and then they open the bedroom door, right, so
Mhm.
that the air is coming in
Circulating,
from the
yeah.
bathroom and out. But it's very important, and when we are getting air going through the room,
Mhm.
we will have much better
Sleep.
sleep as well.
Mhm.
Or sleep will be deeper and sweeter.
Yes, deeper and sweeter sleep. That's what we all want. Um, Another thing that's important is exercising outside.
Mhm.
So we all know exercise is important for us, but even being outside and exercising, your lungs like get a big workout.
Yeah.
Imagine like you're exercising, your muscles are working, and your lungs are just expanding, and
Mhm.
it's getting so much pure, clean, fresh air.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, give me more, give me more. Because this helps your body to even perform better while you're exercising.
Yes.
And
Mhm.
so even if we're not talking about anything in any like intense exercise, right? Even just walking, even if you can't go on the road, like this morning when I went outside, it was dark. And I just walked up and down the path at our house, right? And that was enough for me. My heart was
The
racing.
path we made on the lawn.
Oh yeah. Yes, the path that we made because there's a lot of snow, right? So I forgot what I was gonna say, but yeah, exercising in the open air is very good. And we should do more of it.
More of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So go outside if you're able to. And if not, and if you're really afraid of the cold, stick your nose out.
Stick your nose out, and we've done that a couple times where it's been very cold.
Mhm.
It's minus 20 something.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
just open the door and put our face outside so that
Mhm.
we're getting the fresh air. But it
Yeah.
is so important to get the fresh air every day.
Yeah,
Every
every
day.
day.
Yes.
And then in the summertime, a good way to get that fresh air is if
Mhm.
you have a garden. I mean, it should be easier for us to go outside in the summer.
Yes.
But in the time that we're living in now, I don't know how many people were outside in the summer, right?
True.
But it's still good, if you
Because
have
of yeah.
yeah. So if you have your little garden, or you go take a walk to the park or walk along a trail, it's really essential to get some
Mhm.
fresh air.
Okay.
Mhm.
So there are some conditions that pure air can actually help.
Mhm.
So, like we mentioned, it takes care of anxiety. It
Yeah.
helps with
Depression.
depression.
Yeah.
One of the things that a lot of people have these days is
Mhm.
hypertension.
Mhm.
And when we do deep breathing exercises, that also it helps to relax us. And if
Yeah.
we're relaxed, then it's
Mhm.
also going to help with the or blood pressure
Yeah.
as well,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So we want to bear that in mind.
Yeah.
There is also some arthritic conditions, and
Mhm.
somebody might say, "Ooh, how does fresh air help? How
With
can it help me with
arthritis.
my
Yeah.
arthritis?"
Yeah.
But if you consider what we said before,
Mhm.
that um, in order for us to have proper
Circulation.
circulation, we need fresh air. And if you're having pain in an area, then it's because proper circulation is not in that
Mhm.
area. So you want to inhale, do deep breathing exercising. It gets the blood to the entire body,
Yeah.
including that arthritic area that
Mhm.
is having the pain. And then that will help with the pain as well. It
Yeah.
helps with cancer. When
Mhm.
persons have cancer, I mean, all the cells are involved
Yeah.
when we do deep breathing, and we have cells that are involved when we have cancer.
Mhm.
So yeah, it helps in those conditions.
Yeah. It can also help with diabetes too. I mean, pure fresh air actually helps to regulate your blood sugar levels. It helps with your immune function and your immune system. And so I know we've only listed a couple things, but I hope you're getting the idea that
Mm-hmm.
it's important to get fresh air every day.
Yes.
So now let's get into how to breathe. How can we have proper breathing?
All right. I'm sure that some of us here, we've been mothers. And if you remember watching your child, the baby, when they're breathing, so
Mhm.
you just took them out of the shower, you have them lying on the bed,
Yeah.
and you're gonna dress the baby, and you
Mhm.
look at the baby's tummy,
Yeah.
and the baby's tummy was going up and down and up and down. And then as we grow older, we get lazy and we stop breathing like that.
Mhm.
And then we're now breathing shallow.
Yeah.
So we're doing shallow breathing, and shallow breathing is not good for us. Shallow breathing will not help with hypertension and
No.
diabetes and all
Mm-mm.
of that. We have to be taking in deep
Yeah.
breaths,
Mhm.
right? That's what will help. So when you are breathing properly, what is it that we're supposed to look for?
Mhm.
So here am I breathing in deeply, which is what most people will do. So I hope you're seeing me. So here am I breathing in deeply.
Oh, why are your shoulders so high?
Isn't that what we do? Isn't that how we're
Yeah,
supposed to do it?
no, that's not how you're supposed to do
The shoulders come up.
it.
Okay,
No, the
show
shoulders
us
don't
then,
come up.
please show us.
So when you're breathing in deeply, it's going through your nose, so your shoulders don't have to move. But what you can do, if it doesn't come naturally to you, you can place one hand on your abdomen, right? Like right over your belly button. And when you take a deep breath in, your hand should go out, right? So if
So
this is
your hand
my,
should move.
yeah, your hand should move. So if I'm taking in a deep breath, my hand would go like this,
So
right?
it's like a balloon. The balloon
Yeah.
is flat,
Mm-hmm.
and when you blowing it,
Mm-hmm.
blow in it,
Yeah.
it
It
expands,
expands.
right? So
Mm-hmm.
that's what is supposed to happen.
Yeah.
And if you're trying and you cannot get it, lay on your bed on your back
Yes.
and put a book on your tummy,
Mm-hmm.
and the book should go up
And
and down,
yeah.
up and down,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you want to do that, and when you inhale, then you want to hold it, so you can inhale for like 5 counts.
Yeah.
And there are different ways, and
Mm-hmm.
different books will tell you to do it different ways.
Yeah.
But if you're just starting out, to make it easy, you could just use the number 5 or use
Yeah.
the number 7.
Mm-hmm.
And you're inhaling for 7,
Maybe
you
7
hold.
is too long when they're
Okay,
starting out.
for 5. You
Yeah.
inhale for 5, you hold for 5,
Mhm.
and you exhale for 5. So we're gonna show them how to do that, right? The exhale, we want the exhale to be longer than
The
the inhale,
inhale.
right? So if you can, it's best to exhale for longer than 5,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
So let's try that now.
Mhm.
So hands on your tummy, everybody put your hands on your tummy. And if your shoulder is moving, that's okay, you'll get it eventually.
Yeah.
So let's try. And we're gonna inhale for 5. Your tummy is moving your hand. Let's go. Inhale. 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay.
That was a good
So
exercise.
I hope you I hope you get the idea. And you need to keep practicing this. And if you go to bed one night and you cannot fall asleep, don't count sheeps. Do deep sheep. Sorry, don't count sheep. Do deep,
Deep
breathing,
breathing.
and
Yeah.
you will fall asleep in no time.
Mhm. So
Okay.
another thing that we can do is have house plants.
Yes, house plants. I've always loved house plants.
And they're actually really good at purifying the air.
Mhm.
So we're going to show you some house plants that you may already have. And let's see here. Yeah, so the first one here is the peace lily. I know we have that plant here.
Oh yeah, it's
It's
behind
you.
me.
For the sake of time, we're just gonna go through them really quickly.
Mhm.
So that's the peace lily. We have the snake plant, dumb cane. I don't know why it has that name, but
and there are different varieties.
Spider plant.
Yes, and that one is this one right here as well.
I don't
That's
think they could
behind us.
see it.
Okay.
Philodendron, rubber tree. Why is it called a tree? Does it grow really tall?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So those are some of the
Some,
plants
yeah, that are
you
really
can.
good for purifying the air.
Mhm.
And really quickly, do you want to
Yeah,
share?
we've been talking about some of the things in the home, and as someone mentioned, the bleach.
Yeah.
So we're here introducing you to. You can take pictures of these if you want, screenshots. These are just some of the things that you can use. So this is a cleaner, all-purpose home cleaner, and last resort, you can just use baking soda. You can use baking soda to clean your bathroom, to wash your bath, to clean your stove top, your countertop. And that's, you need borax, and that's borax powder, soda, washing soda, Castile soap, and essential oils. And you mix those in a bottle, and you can use those to clean your kitchen counter as your all-purpose cleaner. And this is a natural hand sanitizer, because now that we're using a lot of hand sanitizers, some persons are having
like dry skin or eczema.
so they're reacting to these hand sanitizers that are out there. And these are hand sanitizers that, this is a recipe for a hand sanitizer that have all natural products in it. So your favorite essential oil, water, Castile soap. And Castile soap is a liquid soap that you'd buy. It's usually the base for other soaps that you can make as well. Aloe vera, and you mix those in a bottle and rub them on when you need to. And this is a homemade Lysol. It's a natural homemade Lysol. And again, your essential oils, and you can spray that in your office. So if you're at work, you can spray it on your desk to clean your desk now that we're in this COVID season. And that will help, as it says there. It's taken from the book 365 Total Wellness, and it says this mixture was found in the French state hospital system to be as effective as standard hospital sanitizer. So these are very good as well. All right.
Okay, so we know we kind of rushed at the end, but we really wanted to get through everything and share it with you. We have a few minutes. Does anyone have any questions? Last minute questions before we end our session tonight?
Or did we miss any? Did you put any question there that we missed?
Please send the recipes to us. Okay. So let's try and see if I can do this file thing. But you want to talk?
Okay, so I'll talk while she tries to maybe copy the recipes and put them there, or just maybe send the file. I'm not sure. But we just want to remind you of how to contact us. If you go on your Facebook, you can search DRD Natural Health, and it's the same on YouTube. The videos are usually uploaded, say, on Sunday, so you can watch the video the following week, or maybe these are videos that you want to share with other relatives and friends, so you can just introduce them to the YouTube videos or to Facebook. And again, if you do have any health concerns and you need health consultations, you can contact us for those as well. And our contact number, if you look in the chat, it's there. But if you are on a phone, then our contact number is, and this is a number that you can get us on WhatsApp. So it's 647-465-9442 is our WhatsApp number. Our email address is drdnaturalhealth@gmail.com. And Danisha is putting it in the chat as well. And drdnaturalhealth@gmail.com. Okay, so the document is in the chat, so you can just click on it to download it to your computer, and you will get the recipes that we looked at not just now, okay? All right, so we are Donisha and Rosetta from DRD Natural Health. We're reminding you to start your journey towards better health today.
Yes.
And we will see you next week. Okay, so